Something just came up. You got the text as well. All right. There is something posted on Twitter that shows, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. That shows volunteers for it's an organizing program. I'll just read what it says. Thanks to the over 150 volunteers and supporters that joined us, and special thanks to Cynthia Nixon and Lasar Soar, I'm not sure who that is, for speaking. Now let's go turn this system upside down. They show a picture of the people in attendance. And guess who's in attendance? Now, this is during the Nets game. It was posted at 7:48 p.m. tonight. Kyrie Irving in attendance. His name is on there. It says Kai Irving, but it's clearly him. You see the picture, Rob. It's definitely him. And what are your thoughts on this?
I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. You know, we know he's a thoughtful person. He's a guy who didn't want to play during the civil unrest, right?
Right.
And so this is not out of character. I'm not making an excuse, Chris. This is not professional as far as doing your job. You're getting paid very handsomely.
Right.
But this is not different, or this is not deviating from who this guy is. And maybe basketball just isn't as important to him. And at some point, Chris, with the way things are in this world, and I mean it from this standpoint, these guys make generational worth after one contract.
He don't need to make another dime
need
for the
money.
rest of his life. Right.
This is what I'm trying to say.
Because remember, Rob, he's got the first max contract.
Right.
He played last year on the max contract. First year of that, which was probably around $30 million or something like that.
Right.
And then remember, he's got Uncle Drew money.
Right.
And he's got Nike money.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, there's going to come a point he will prematurely retire where he will feel, this is just me speculating, of course, Chris. I'm not saying I know anything. But when he feels like, I need to do more in the community, that's my calling, that's where I need to be, and playing basketball is not that important. Do I say it's going to happen next year or whatever? But he'll probably get out of the game sooner than later.
At this pace, it could be next week. I mean, no, well, Rob, I don't know if I've ever said this on the show. And again, this is just
that I'm a great broadcaster? Oh, no,
I know I've never said that. I was told, though, by a GM in the league, and this was speculation on his part. This was about a year and a half ago. Believe it was before Kyrie and KD went to Brooklyn. And the GM just said to me, look, I wouldn't be surprised. And actually, I've heard this from about 2 or 3 people around the league. And it's speculation. Doesn't mean it's factual. But they've said this to me. I wouldn't be surprised if Kyrie just one day retired. Just shocked everybody and decided not to play. And that goes along with what you're saying, where he's that type of guy. And the thing is this. Here's what I would say to Kyrie. I'm not even going to get into retirement thoughts. But if he obviously wants to get involved with what's going on socially and all of that. Here's what I would say to Kyrie. He can do more with the platform that he has as a player. Now, he can't be at every single thing like he wouldn't be at this meeting tonight. Right. But he's bigger than that. His voice, his platform, the things he could do as a star basketball player outweigh what he could do as a member of the rank and file. He may not feel that way as a young guy. He is, 27, I believe. He may not feel that way. Yes, but he could. And here's the other thing. When he retires, he's going to be in his 30s, right? Mid-30s, could be early or late 30s, but around the mid-30s. He will have plenty of time to go out and be an activist if that's what he wants to do. Now, if he just wants to stop playing ball now and get involved in all this, that's his choice. Like you said, he doesn't need to make another dime for the rest of his life. But I'm saying he could have more of an impact being a superstar basketball player than he could as just a guy in the rank and file. And again, he'll have time for that when he retires because he'll still be young.
But we all have callings in life, okay? I'm gonna bring up Chris Broussard's calling. I remember we were gonna do a story about you. I had a magazine called Oscar. It was for sports writers. Remember, Chris?
Yeah, I wrote a story for that.
You wrote a story for the magazine. I started it when I was a columnist at Newsday in New York. It was just a trade magazine. And we had a story ready to go. Chris was going to go to seminary school and leave sports writing. Am I right?
I was. I
remember
I was
that.
enrolled and accepted into about 4 or 5 seminaries.
And you were going to leave the
almost
business.
Left the field. Yep.
And go to. We were going to write a story about that, and then you changed your mind and you didn't. You stayed in the business, but you still doing God's work.
I forgot about that story.
Oh yeah, we had a story ready to go, Chris.
Right.
And
Were you writing it?
Somebody else. I can't remember who was writing it, but I remember we were doing, because I thought that's a great story for sports writers. Here's a guy, who's in the business, who's going to try something different. And my point to this is, people have callings in life. I know we don't all understand it, right, Chris? I'm sure people didn't understand you at that time. Would you? Am I right?
No,
like,
you're
what are you doing?
Right.
Like, what are you? You got a great job. You cover the NBA. What are you doing?
Yep. Yeah. No, you're right. That's a great example. And here's what I say, kind of like I said earlier. One thing I learned is that I have this platform I have now. Not obviously I talk sports, but still, my personality comes
and you
forth.
reach a lot of people.
Know what I'm about.
Right.
I'm able to be an example. Let's put it that way, for more people as a Christian than I would be. You know what I mean? Had I gone to seminary and started a church, like I wouldn't have as much of a platform. And so that's kind of the thing with Kyrie. But it's I look, this is not a good situation because, as you said, it's just not professional. However, if this is what it is, I am glad it's this
and not
more
something
so
else.
than some family issue, or he's really struggling,
with
mentally,
life,
or just I mean, he's got a passion for something else. I hope he doesn't retire because he's obviously a great player, and I'm not saying he will. But the Nets got to get to the bottom of this, because this is not. Let's keep it real, right? This is not a good look.
No, he's got to figure out. You got to. What did I say earlier? Pat Riley, either you're in or you're out. You got to let us know. Like we need for you to make a commitment. We got the other 11 guys here, or 15 guys, Chris. We got to. Are you in?
Not to mention we're paying you about $30 million a year,
or you're out. You got to make a choice, and then we can go forward. It was like you know what? Green Bay finally put their foot down, right? For Brett Favre. You remember? I'm retiring. I'm not retiring. They finally said, no, you can't do this to us every year right before training camp. We don't know what we're doing. We're going with Aaron Rodgers. Right? You remember?
Right.
They did it. Brett Favre played 3 more years, Chris.
Yeah.
But Green Bay had enough.
Yep. No, there's. I mean, we both hope it doesn't come to this, but Kyrie does have to make a decision, and that's what I would do if I'm the Nets. We got to make a decision. You like you said, all in or all out. Kyrie, you got 3-4 months in the summer to do all this.
Right.
And let's keep it real, Rob. You work when you're not playing a game. You work about 4 hours a day.
Right.
If you get to practice an hour before it starts. Practice for 2 hours, stay another hour. So you've got a lot of free time as an athlete if you want to get involved with this. It doesn't have to be in games.
Right. And then, Chris, you're on the road, you're on the Zoom, they got meetings all over, you're in your hotel room. There's all kinds of downtime where guys are playing video games and Madden and all that. You know what I mean? Like, you have time if you really want to. So I agree. You can do more than I'm the king. You know this, Chris, of doing a million things at once.
Right.
It don't stop me. You don't see me missing a show.
Right. But and your job whether if you're doing, say you're doing Undisputed one day and then you got the radio show. That takes up more time than going to an NBA practice. You know what I'm saying? So if you have time for all this other stuff, Kyrie certainly has time. I think too, Rob, he's going, and I'm guessing, I'm assuming his teammates, like him and all that. But he may have to mend a few fences. And I'm not saying anybody's pissed at him, but
they just want to know where you're coming from, Chris. That's all.
Like you said, Kyrie, you are one of our two superstars. You said it, 7-11. That's what he's been calling him and KD. We got to know you are there every night.
Right.
Every night. Not only physically, but mentally as well.
100%.
So, this is interesting. All right, we're going to throw it out to you guys. More thoughts on Kyrie Irving, and we're not trying to defend him because we're
not.
This is unprofessional. He should not be getting paid for these games, and the league's going to deal with him.
So
we're
not sheltering him and not trying to make an excuse. We're not.
Right. So
because this is unprofessional. All right, let's kick it off with Aaron in Virginia. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Aaron?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
What up?
What's up?
Yeah. But what I want to say with Kyrie, I think that some team has to suspend him for like 10 or 15 games. Just put him in that position where he has to choose, give him a wake-up call. Because I don't think he had ever really been disciplined from all the stuff he does and all these antics. And I think if a team set up and said, you know what, you had to draw the line here, I think it would be good for him and good for everybody,
You know what,
well,
Aaron? I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying from the standpoint of he's right. Like he's had carte blanche, Chris, to do basically what he wants. And if somebody or the league comes down and says, no, we can't have this. You either got to play or we're going to put you on you got to take a leave of absence with no pay. Do you know what I mean? Like there's got to be
agree. Like I said, he should not be getting paid for any of these 4 games that he's missed. And it looks like he's going to miss at least 2 more. And then he's going on the NBA quarantine, I assume, when they get through investigating that party. And the Nets would be well within their rights to suspending.
No doubt.
If they
could say that, right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Matthew in Florida, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Matthew?
What's up? How are you guys?
Doing
Great,
good.
man. How are you?
Good. So a couple things. One, I realized I had to choose between medicine and coaching. I went with medicine. So I know what he's going through if that's it. But he should call up his buddy Kevin Love, really. I mean, if it's personal reasons like that, Kevin Love went through it, kept it quiet.
So you're saying
I know
if it's mental health, I mean, being torn over a career is different, but you think if it's mental health.
It could be something
If it's mental, either way, because Kevin Love suffered through injuries. I know he's Kyrie at Duke, but in the end, he needs to realize that as much as he thinks the earth is flat, it doesn't revolve around Kyrie. Because the Nets need to make decisions, too.
No, you're right.
With Harden and stuff, if Kyrie's not there, do they want Harden maybe even more?
Well, here's something interesting, Rob, and the caller as well.
Matthew,
I mentioned that I would trade Kyrie for Harden if the Rockets would take him. Maybe if Kyrie's traded, does he step away from the game?
He might. He would be devastated because this is where he wants to come.
He's at home. Yeah,
right. And that was I wanted Matthew to know I went to Antarctica and the earth is not flat. Okay, so we didn't go off the edge. We made it all the way down there, Chris, and it was an amazing journey.
I'm sure it was.
It really was. Sean in Sacramento, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Sean?
My uncle's from another mother. Belated happy birthday, though, Rob.
Thank you, my man. Sean,
up,
man.
Bro?
You saw it. Did you see the Jordans I put on social media, or you didn't see them?
I was going to say, which pair of Jordans that you stole from Jason McIntyre you talk about, Big Rob, with that terrible bet he agreed to?
Hey, Sean,
I know.
Rob, I hate to break it to you. Sean doesn't follow you on social media.
No, I know. I'm sorry. He's like, I'm not following a 60-year-old man who's buying Jordans.
Hey, not only do I follow you, Big Rob, but I take the same betting advice when you post your tickets after big wins, Big Rob. So I'm all over it, man. I follow Big Chris, too. Y'all the best follower on Twitter outside of Tight Shirt. Get well soon.
Well, thank you, buddy. What you got on Kyrie, man, Sean?
So my take about Kyrie, man, is
if he would just go against his original advice and speak to people, communicate these things to everybody, nobody would be up in the uproar.
Right.
We would have his coach actually answering questions.
You're right.
Okay, he's taking some time off to attend his sister's birthday party and do this social gathering about awareness. We wouldn't have any of these issues, but instead he clams up.
I still would have an issue with that, though.
No, but I know what Sean means.
It would be better.
It would be better, Chris, to have communication. It's just like you don't not show up to your job. You call up and say, you know what? Something's going on at the family. I got to stay home today. Do you know what I mean? And your boss isn't like, Chris didn't call in. Like, where is he? He's AWOL.
I give you that. It would be better, but I would still have an issue if he called us up a day in advance and said, hey, I'm not playing the next week. You know, I want to get involved in some political stuff. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, you know, we're paying you to play. And so,
it's basketball season.
It would be better. Yeah, you can do that from July to September, through September.
No doubt. Andre in Massachusetts. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Andre?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for taking the call. Listen, as Chris said, Kyrie, he's unprofessional, and we know that the young man is unconventional. But at the end of the day, he's not untouchable. And this James Harden deal that was in the mix early in the season, it's red hot right now. Kyrie, I root for you. I'm born in New Jersey. It's Kyrie Irving, Pride of St. Patrick. He's out there in West Orange at this club. He kind of has the dream job. You know, you're from Jersey. You're playing for the New Jersey Nets, now the Brooklyn Nets. But that doesn't entitle you to go so far off the reservation that there can't be consequences. And so as far as I'm concerned, Kyrie, he keeps this up, he's not going to have the whole deck set for him just like he likes. The Brooklyn Nets could see this, could step back and say, you know something? And as Chris said, Kevin Durant is the straw that stirs the drink. He has a relationship with James Harden, just like he has a relationship with Kyrie. That deal, as far as I'm concerned, if this continues, is very much in play.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't even need to ask Durant if I'm the Nets. Because
yes, you do, Chris.
No,
yes,
look, I got you. Here's why I say that, Rob.
No, I know.
I don't mean disrespect to Durant, but you got him locked up for the next 3 years, and he's a pro.
No, I got it.
You know what I'm saying? Like Durant ain't going. I don't think he'd be mad. And I'm not. I know he loves Kyrie. They're buddies, but I don't think he'd be mad about the trade. I'm not saying he don't want to play with Kyrie. He obviously does, but I think he'd be fine playing with James Harden too. But my point is, even if he is upset, pissed to the high heavens about this trade, what's he going to do?
No,
he's a pro. You know what I'm saying? He's going to go out there and ball.